So Black Friday is here with massive eShop deals in all regions. I'm Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and today we're diving into 25 amazing game deals for the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now if you do enjoy what you see, hit subscribe as we are on the way to 60,000 subscribers and we're hoping to hit that in 2023, so each and every one of you makes a huge difference. Now today's twist with the video, every game is at a new low price with just one exception which I will highlight later. Now settle in and brace yourselves, we're about to go rapid fire through these deals. Just a fair warning however, they might just tempt you to give that bank account a workout. The Portal Companion Collection is first up with 66% off. These classic first-person puzzle adventure games are well known for their innovative gameplay, and here you'll wield a gun that creates portals, navigating through a series of increasingly challenging rooms in the Aperture Science Laboratories. The series is renowned for its rating, with the first game being a shorter experience and the second of course expanding upon it. The face work in the second game is a highlight for me. It features Stephen Merchant and he is just on top form. In my opinion, these games are a must play and you can check out my reviews in the pinned comments. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is here with 60% off. This game likely needs no introduction, but for those that may not know, you play as Geralt, a mercenary monster slayer, out to track down the Child of Prophecy. It's one of the most impressive action RPG worlds ever created, and it performs incredibly well on the Switch. With well over 100 hours of gameplay as well, you'll easily get your money's worth here. It's also worth noting that the complete edition is on sale. It's around $8 more, or your regional equivalent, and while I do think it is worth it, we've seen the price before, and let's be realistic here, it's 2023. If you've not jumped in yet, there's a good chance you may not be quite sure if this one is for you, so the base game's probably going to be the safe bet to start you off, and then you can always go ahead and pick up the DLC. Gunbrella is a new release and it's here with 20% off. I was a big fan of this game on launch and you can find an in-depth video. I did all about it in the pinned comments. An action-adventure game, it follows a woodsman on a quest for revenge after his family fell in harm's way. Now his weapon of choice, the Gunbrella, it is a firearm that doubles as an umbrella and it means you can do things such as glide. The gameplay is often chaotic but the smooth controls really elevate the experience, and yeah, basically just expect to be sipping all over the place. DUSK is a fantastic first-person shooter for fans of the classics such as Quake, Doom and Duke Nukem, and I actually consider it a must-play. The absence of multiplayer from the Switch build was a little disappointing, but outside of that it packs 3 campaigns to overcome, tons of weapons, a survival mode, even some custom maps that have been built by the PC community, including a blood-soaked spin on Peach's castle from Mario 64. It is topped off then with a locked 60 frames per second, additions to help on the controller such as a weapon wheel and gyro aiming. It's 30% off and you can find my review below. A shout out then to Fixture for sponsoring today's video. I worked with them right around this time of last year and it's great to have them back on the channel. This is a really easy one for me to talk to. It is my go-to grip for my Nintendo Switch and easily my favourite on the market. The idea is that it's a mount that allows you to play using your Pro Controller with the screen positioned above your hands. Just incredibly comfortable, and in my opinion you just can't beat a Pro Controller in hand. Now many competitors tend to focus on the Joy-Con grip case design, and yeah, I just don't think it personally compares. Now there are 2 variations as well, there's the S1 and S2, so dependent on if you have the OG Switch or the OLED, that will actually dictate which you need, and they retail for the incredibly reasonable $39.99 USD. I would however say I'd go for the bundle. It's $59.99 USD. That includes a carry case and that thing is solid. I've been using this again now for over a year. I've put it through some travels and it is all in perfect condition still. That case is absolutely solid. It's also a smaller thing as well, but the Fixture, it also doubles as a tabletop stand, and I've actually used that more often than I expected in things like hotels, bars and so on. Now of course then it's Black Friday, so we must throw in a discount. And right now Fixture is offering 30% off with code SwitchCorner30. I'll link that in the pinned comment down below. I don't get any kickback or anything like that, but I'm happy to give my support to Fixture with or without this sponsorship, so go check it out and show them some support. You will not regret this one if you are looking for the most comfortable way to play your Switch. World War C is up next and you can find my full review in the pinned comment below. It may not be the smartest game, let's face it, but it is a blast to play. Now as far as ports go, they've done a great job here and it's only been improved with patches since launch. The game offers a selection of bite-sized yet intense third-person action scenarios taking you to various locations around the globe. Now of course, true to its name, World War C features relentless zombies swarming after you that even form towers to reach you, and it's just really impressive how many they get on screen at once. It's 60% off then, and my review is below. The Mageseeker is one of 4 League of Legends spin-offs on the Nintendo Switch. It's here with 40% off. Now, 2 of the spin-offs, Hextech and Convergence, had performance issues when I played them. Do need to go back and check for patches, so if you know more, feel free to share that information in the comments. They also recently released a Song of Nunu, which I need to review on the channel, as I really did enjoy it. And the Mageseeker, however, was developed by the team behind Moonrider. It's an action RPG where you play as a mage on the run, now turning to fight back. The combat and the magic system with various skills are great fun, and visually I do think this game is stunning. Now I should note here quickly, not the longest game, but I still think it is well worth it, and my review is in the pinned comments. Grindstone is one of the best puzzle games on the Switch. It began on Apple Arcade before making its way to the Switch. I reviewed it, and you can find that down below. Now, as many of you will know, I absolutely loved it, and I recommend it every single chance I get. It's essentially a block matching puzzle game, but you play as a warrior navigating a board, slaying enemies while attempting to ascend a mountain. Features addictive gameplay, incredible animation, and elements like challenges and power-ups that do keep you coming back. Alright, so this is just a quick warning here. As always, lots of bundles had to catch you out for a bit of extra cash, and this is in relation to the Persona collection, which bundles together Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal. There's no questioning the quality of these games, incredible experiences. I'll drop my reviews below for you all, as well as a video ranking all of the Persona games on the Switch. The warning, however, here is the pricing. It's $58.49 USD. Do not do that if you want them all. Buy P5 Royal for $29.99, and then P3P and P4 Golden Bundle, that is $23.69 USD. That comes to a grand total of $53.68 USD, so it's going to save you just shy of about $5, and in a sale like this, that extra $5 can probably, net you an extra game or two. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is up next. I want to highlight the bundle here, it's 30% off. And here we're getting the base game as well as the expansion Golden Country. This expansion adds not only new blades, but bonus items, new quests, a challenge battle mode, and then the standalone expansion, the Golden Country. The base game itself is well worth it as well, of course. And in this world, basically, civilizations rest on the back of titans, but as they inch closer to their demise, we must now save the day. This world has living weapons, some great locations, and yet it is a well-loved series with good reason. Should you just want the base game or the expansion as well, they are on sale individually. Shin Megami Tensei 5, while I'm on deluxe editions, I want to highlight the digital deluxe edition here. This is the base game and the DLC, but again, they are on sale standalone should you prefer that option. It's a must-play RPG, renowned for its dark world. Now, admittedly, there are a few performance issues, but it still manages to look stunning thanks to its just incredible style. It was one of my top games of 2021, featuring the series' signature press-turn combat system, tons of stats and skills, and just generally a great story as well. Basically, what happens here is you find yourself waking up in a Tokyo transformed into a desolate wasteland, now home to a host of unique characters and demons eager for the world's end. The big question here is really, which side will you join? While I haven't played many entries in this series, I found this one easy to get into as well. And regarding the packed-in DLC, then it is a selection of bonus quests that I think are going to be well worth a look. This bundle, then, it's 60% off. The Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails is a new release. It's here with 25% off. It's another one that I've wrapped up, but I need to get around to piecing my review together. I'd say watch out for that probably early next month, but as someone new to this game, I was really impressed. I say new to it because it released in 2012, and if I'm right, never got a Western release, but it received fan translations, and this was on the PSP. It's an action RPG though, think bite-sized locations, but it kept me constantly moving forward. There's almost this action platformer feel to it as well at points, and yeah, just generally, I think it's kind of a classic now, or at least in the eyes of fans of the series. And yeah, get out there, stop evil, and overall, I just thought it was great stuff. Fire Emblem Engage was the long-awaited next entry for the Fire Emblem series. I'm a big fan of tactical-based RPG, so this is an easy one to recommend. Now, Three Houses got a whole lot right, and I think this one fine-tuned a lot of elements, but also missed in a few areas. An example, I think the story here is weaker as we set out to bring peace to the continent, and many miss the social aspects of Three Houses, but the core gameplay and the combat, that is solid, and for me, a step up. It's just somewhat carrying the game rather than this one being, as a well-rounded entry. I'd say watch a fuller review. I do find it hard to figure out which one I like more at times personally. I wish I could actually combine them, but right now it's 30% off. Monster Train First Class is a must-buy if you're a fan of card deck games like Slay the Spire. In fact, I'd say it's on par with or even better than Slay in terms of quality. I actually kind of go back and forth on which one is my favourite of the two. Right now, I am saying this one. You'll find my review though in the pinned comment, as well as a video breaking down my favourite deck builders. Now, completing your first run in this one isn't overly challenging, but there are plenty of reasons to dive back in here, and the gameplay revolves around a unique system involving 3 levels where angels are trying to extinguish the fire of hell at the core of the engine. And why is that? Because basically hell has frozen over and you are on a mission to save it. Right now then, it's 75% off. Red Dead Redemption, a controversial release this year, especially when we discussed the price tag they opted for, but once I got my hands on it and jumped back into this world, really easy to remember why I love this game, and I wouldn't regret spending my cash on it. Now, if you haven't played it before, in particular, this is a game you should experience, and the option of Red Dead Redemption on the go is definitely something special. Of course, then, it does pack in the zombie expansion as well. Right now, then, we do get a discount of 30% off. I'll link my performance review in the pinned comments, and the story, we take on the role of John Marston during the decline of the American frontier as a hired gun. The story, honestly, something special, so I'll be leaving it there, but definitely worth checking out if you've never played this game. Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales is back with 60% off. This spin-off stands out with its unique hand-drawn style. Now, gameplay-wise, it's a mix of narrative-driven exploration, puzzles, and card battles. You step into the shoes of a war hero and queen tasked with stopping an invading force. The writing and the characters are top-notch, really drawing you into the story, and I'm particularly fond of the card battle and mechanics with a decent selection of cards and some unique systems. Now, as a fan of the genre, I think it is a must-buy. It's also a great use of this universe. Still actually hoping to see more, or even a physical release at some point in the future. Signalis stands out as a brilliant survival horror game set in a dystopian future. Now, playing as a technician, your mission is to find your lost companion. The game's ambience is just incredible, with solid mechanics and a challenging gameplay format, mainly due to its limited inventory and resources. What sets Signalis apart, though, is its occasional shift from the primary isometric viewpoint to a first-person perspective, a transition that basically elevates the puzzle-centric sections. For those wary of the horror elements, it's more about tension than outright terror, and my only issue here is the narrative can become a bit convoluted at times, but it is still good stuff, and it's 30% off. You can check out my review in the pinned comments. Vengeful Guardian Moonrider is now available with 30% off, a treat for retro platformer fans. Comes from the creators of Blazing Chrome, and if you love big chunky sprite art, this side-scrolling action platformer definitely a winner. Just be warned, it's for sure a difficult game. Now, the story unfolds in an oppressed world where an oppressive government has created an army of super soldiers for warfare and control, but amongst them is the ninja warrior known as Moonrider, who instead of following its programmed purpose, turns against its creators and fellow super soldiers in a quest for freedom. They even added a modern touch where you can customize your warrior. I really like that, and you can see my full review below. Dark Souls Remastered is here. It's a title that only goes on sale maybe a couple of times a year, so I had to mention it today. But as I said at the opening of the video, there's one game where it matches the low, and this is that game. It's got 50% off. This edition includes the main game as well as all of the DLC, and expect here to be thrown into the now trademark dark fantasy world where uncovering hidden passages can make your progression easier, while you're also mastering a stamina-based combat system. The enemies in this world are lethal, capable of swiftly ending your journey, and additionally you have the freedom to customize your playstyle with hundreds of unique weapons, armor sets, magical abilities, and crafting combinations. It's a game that challenges and rewards in equal measure, and it is absolutely a classic. Bayonetta 3 then gets its first ever sale with 30% off. I reviewed this on the channel, so I'll be linking that down below. This one sees the return of this classic character from Platinum Games, and with support from Nintendo then, who were on publishing duties. It's an action-adventure experience that is incredibly over the top as we battle against a man-made evil. The gameplay is where it's at though. The action is near non-stop as you use gunplay, some lethal boots, and witch time abilities. It is well worth watching a full video because this game just goes wild, and a highlight for me has to be summoning in massive demons, even if in these moments the controls can be a little simplistic, while also making encounters just a little bit too easy. A quick note then as well, I've played a little of it but not enough to recommend it, but Bayonetta Origins, a really unique adventure game, is also on sale right now as well. I wasn't sure about it at first myself, but after playing the demo, really enjoyed it, picked it up on release, never did get around to finishing it. It is on my finish in December list as things do wind down. Now you can check out my overview video in the pinned comments, and that is also 30% off, so maybe that's a game for you. Kirby and the Forgotten Land then is our final game with 30% off. Now do not worry, there is thousands of games on sale right now, and over the coming week or so, going to be diving in more and more and bringing a load of extra deals videos, so if you did enjoy this one, subscribe and do watch out for that. Kirby then needs little introduction, but this 3D spin-off was absolutely fantastic. Now like always, it is a very easy game, but the world is so unique, the transformation abilities are incredible, and the controls, they are perfect. Also looks stunning because the system may be old, but Nintendo, they really know how to optimize a game for it. And that is the video down. What will you be adding from this list, or what have you added already? Let us know in the comments. Thanks then to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.